A very warm welcome. You're watching World is One News with me, Akanksha Swaroop, and there's breaking news coming in. India's Election Commission will shortly announce dates for Karnataka state elections. It will be a big political battle before next year's general elections. If Rahul Gandhi's Congress can retain the state, it will boost his party's morale. The Narendra Modi's party BJP will be looking to recapture the state and conquer South India. The tenure of the 224-member Karnataka Assembly ends on May 28th. And to give us more details on this news story, I am joined in by our correspondent Nischita Virender on the phone line. Nischita, the Election Commission is all set to announce the poll schedule today. What follows now?
Well, that's right. In fact, the Karnataka Assembly is set to expire on the 28th of May. So a good 1 week before that, the new Assembly should be formed. Essentially because if it turns out to be a hung Assembly, then the Election Commission gives them enough time to make the permutations and calculations. So if today the election dates are announced as per schedule, then somewhere around mid-April, on the 14th, you have the CET exams, which is the Common Entrance Test exams answered in Karnataka for engineering as well as medical colleges. And more in all likelihood, it is after these exams when the elections will be held. So we can expect anywhere in the third week of April is what sources within the Election Commission have told us. And as soon as the election dates are announced, you can be rest assured that the government will have to stop announcing all the benefit packages. Its various projects will have to be stopped announced, and which is why in the last 1 month you had seen the Siddaramaiah administration going on an overdrive and completing projects even that weren't completed, especially the infrastructure projects in the city of Bengaluru. So keeping all these factors in mind, yes, Karnataka elections is a very, very important election for both Congress and the BJP. The Congress, because they would want to wrest it back. They would want to keep it as last bastion apart from states like Punjab, of course. But for the BJP, it is their entry into South India. They had managed to crack it once. But the last elections they lost that because of various corruption allegations and infighting. And as of now, you have national leaders thronging Karnataka to woo the voters. Amit Shah, last evening, Rahul Gandhi went back after touring Mandya and Mysuru. Amit Shah has been in the state as well. Today, he will be visiting various other mutts in the north-central part of Karnataka. So yes, it is a hotly contested state, and once the election dates are announced, automatically the code of conduct will be in place, and it will be the start of another exciting election in the southern state.
Right. Nischita, on one hand, there is the Lingayat controversy. On the other hand, we are also expecting Janata Dal Secular to make the polls more challenging for the Congress and the BJP. Run us through the political atmosphere, which is, of course, a very steep battle between the two parties of Congress and BJP.
Absolutely. In fact, for the longest time, it was thought that it will be a three-pronged contest with the JDS possibly playing kingmaker, because we have to understand that in the previous situation, it was heavy anti-incumbency against the BJP administration for having nearly 3 chief ministers in the 5-year term that led to the aggressive comeback of the Congress in the state. This time, even if the Siddaramaiah administration faces anti-incumbency, last time they won 122 seats. So in case this time none of the parties managed to cross the magic number, then JDS could play the kingmaker. But it seems like parties like the Congress, especially, which is the ruling government in the state, is particularly confident about its comeback in the state. And in fact, there is a opinion poll from C4 that was released just 2 days back. That was commissioned by the state, by the Congress itself, from March 1st to March 23rd. And according to this opinion poll, then Congress could better its tally from 122 to 126 is what has been predicted. BJP is also expected to better its tally from 40 to 70. And JDS, in fact, could be the biggest loser. Just yesterday, you had as many as 7 rebel candidates of the JDS who joined the Congress. Last year, you had 9 others who had joined the Congress. So some fairly big names like Iqbal Ansari and Zamir Khan have joined the Congress from the JDS. So JDS at the moment looks fairly weak, and at the moment it seems highly unlikely that JDS could play kingmaker. So it seems like essentially a two-cornered contest between the BJP and the Congress, and how they manage to take forward the campaigning in the next 1 month, because in Karnataka, the elections are largely dominated by one, caste factor, and two, development and farmer issues. And you have different pockets of Karnataka that are demographically different. Their challenges are different, their demands are different, their needs are different. And so how these parties will cater to these needs, whether we will see the micromanagement of Amit Shah emerging with flying colours, or whether you will see Chief Minister Siddaramaya's pro-Kannada and culture stand that will hit the right nerve with the electorate, is something that we will know probably in a month's time. So by in the next 1 hour, we will know exactly when the people will get to decide.
Right. Nishchita, also on a last note, how do you think will the Lingayat controversy actually influence the polls?
It is one of the biggest factors that will come into play. Lingayats form nearly 17% of the state's population, and Lingayats themselves have multiple factions within. Now, the Congress has come out saying that Lingayats and Veerashaivas who believe in the Basava philosophy should be given the separate religion status, and the state government has approved it, has given it minority status as well, and is waiting for the centre's recommendation. So one of the major reasons why Amit Shah is in Karnataka, particularly visiting some of the major Lingayat mutts, which includes the Siddhaganga mutt that he visited yesterday, is to probably assess what the mood really is like when it comes to the separate religion status. Whether these Lingayat mutts, which have a lot of power in them, not just in terms of electorate and having an influence on the people, but even when it comes to educational and medical institutions. So what are these mutts' opinions? Whether the central government should approve it, should reject it, or should put it on the back burner. So that is one of the reasons why Amit Shah is probably touring these mutts as well.
Right.
So Lingayat issue could break one of the biggest vote banks, which is primarily stuck to the BJP. So even if a part of it migrates to the Congress for giving the separate religion status, then Congress has managed to gain. And if they don't, Congress has pretty much lost nothing, because last time it was just 15% of Lingayats who had supported the Congress.
Right. Thank you so much for bringing us all those updates. Nishchita Virender joining us live on the phone line. Clearly a very, very interesting and fierce battle brewing out there between the BJP and the Congress. Would be interesting to see what turn the Karnataka polls take.